What's going on, guys? Rob Terra here, and welcome back to another episode of the Forklift Terra podcast. I am joined today by my good friend, ForklifterMatt.
Yeah, boys, what's up?
And today we
How's it
are
going?
doing the answers to a Star Wars questionnaire.
The infamous
The
Star Wars
infamous, yes.
Questionnaire.
Now, I'm very excited to see Matt's list because, as you might have found
Yeah,
out in the last list, we tend to agree on a lot of things, so I feel like this will be interesting.
yeah, for sure.
Alrighty, Matt. Well, let's just
Alrighty.
jump right into this. I don't. Well, do you want to explain what the questionnaire is? It's pretty straightforward.
Um, sure. It's just a series of questions surrounding Star Wars and the expanded universe. I think it originally started with Great Jedi 91,
I believe you
if
did
I'm
that
correct.
like 5 or 6 years ago
Um,
now. It came out a while
yeah,
ago.
yeah, it did. But it's some good questions to kind of figure out where you are in the Star Wars canon in the Star Wars universe. So I think it's pretty fun.
I couldn't agree more, buddy. All right. Let's
All
hop
right.
right into this, Matt. All right. The first question, Jedi or Sith? You're up.
Ooh, I'd have to go with neither and go with
Okay.
well, I guess it's kind of a Jedi, but it's a
Okay.
gray Jedi.
Okay. That seems to be a favorite.
Yeah, like in the vein of Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yes.
You know, I don't agree a lot with the Jedi Council, and I don't know. I think a lot of their methods of teaching are not very good.
Yeah.
like in like in the case of Anakin Skywalker, specifically speaking.
No, yeah.
That was horrible.
Not good at all.
Nah.
Um,
Um, yeah.
I had Jedi, but I think the Sith are cooler and I
Yeah.
like them more. But I just think me as a person, I would probably most likely be a Jedi,
Yeah.
and that's all right with that. And I'm even gonna be specific. I'm gonna say Sith warrior and a Jedi consular. There we go.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know, two complete polar opposites. Because
Damn.
I'll say, I'll start out as the Sith, get
Yeah.
redeemed, and I don't want to get into that hatred and aggression, so I'll focus on my Force powers instead. There we go. There's something new.
Perfect. Yeah.
All righty. All right, next question is favorite worlds. I had three down, Matt, so I don't know how many you have.
Let's see. I have six.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, well, you go first then, because you got a list.
Okay. So here we go. First one is Coruscant.
That was mine.
Yeah. I think it's really cool. The whole planet's a city, and there's a really cool underworld, which is probably my favorite part of it.
I'll add on to that too.
You know,
Is
there's.
since Coruscant was one of my three planets that I chose.
Mhm.
I absolutely wish 1313 was made because I think the even
Absolutely.
in TCW, we get to
Hmm.
see a little bit of it, and it's just this completely different. How do I like this completely different world compared to the upper levels? It reminds me almost of
Exactly.
Terrace, how
Yeah.
Terrace
Hmm.
is you have this rich, luxurious lifestyle, and then on the bottom you have this dump, and I think they're
Yeah.
pretty much the same.
For sure. Yeah. Um, I'm hoping that game still gets made. I don't think it will, though.
It
Unfortunately.
was supposed to,
Yeah.
it was shooting for like an M rating too, which was going to be sweet.
Yeah. Oof, would be
Man,
beautiful.
thanks Disney. All right, anyways, continue.
I know. Second one was Seleucami.
Ooh, that's an
Um,
interesting one.
yeah, I really like the flora in it, the fauna and the flora, I guess you could say,
Hmm.
the animals and the plants. Um, and I don't know, I thought it was really beautiful. And in the comics,
Oh, the
I
comics, the
believe,
Battle of Seleucamai is absolutely
yes, yep,
fantastic.
that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, I love that. And I believe a couple episodes. So very cool planet.
Absolutely, it's fantastic. I love Seleucamai.
Mm. Want me to continue
All you,
with
buddy.
my list?
All you.
Okay, cool. Third one on my list was Ryloth, the
Ooh,
tweet,
you have some nice planets that I like.
and it was featured heavily in the Clone Wars,
It
and I
was.
thought that was a cool arc. And yeah, I just really love the Twi'leks as a race, and the
How,
planet was
how
a
could you
cool.
not like the Twi'leks?
Exactly, yeah. Mm. And yeah, it's just a cool planet. Yeah. And let's see, number four on my list is Korriban.
I have Korriban on mine as well.
Oh, cool, cool. Yeah, from Knights of the Old Republic, I think was the first appearance. I'm
I
not entirely
I
sure.
think so.
Yeah, um, but it's just a really cool, um, historically like Sith planet,
That's why I
and there's
like
a
it.
lot of darkness there. Yeah, yeah. So
And whenever you want conflict, just go to Korriban because shit just goes down on that planet. Whether
Right.
you have, like Asherat Hat becoming Darth Krayt, you have
Exactly. Yeah.
the exiled Jedi,
Mm,
like in the Sith becoming one. It's just
yeah.
there's always something going on there.
Exactly.
It's usually not good.
Speaking of Knights of the Old Republic, number 5 on my list was Manon.
Oh, I
I
love
believe that's how
Manon.
you pronounced it.
Love
Yeah.
Manon. The music is
That's
so
so
good.
good. I know, right? I love
Oh,
that.
that's the best part of that
Oh,
planet is the music. I honestly
yeah.
hate Manon and like going to play through it in the game, but the music
Yeah,
then
true.
just makes up for it.
Absolutely. And I love the Selkath as a
Yep.
species. Really cool.
The Selkath
Um,
bounty hunter in the Clone Wars I always
oh
thought was
yeah,
really cool.
that was
He
really
didn't
cool
he
addition.
didn't make it long, but I thought he was cool
No,
for like the 5 minutes of screen time he got.
exactly. Yep. Um, and speaking of the Clone Wars, number 6 on my list was Onderon.
I like Onderon a lot.
And it was also in Knights of the Old Republic too,
That's
which
why I
is
like it.
yeah one of my favorite planets in Knights of the Old Republic too.
I think it's my favorite in that game.
Oh yeah.
Dantooine is okay.
Yeah, I was all right.
Korriban's just kind of Korriban.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one? Telos is just
Yeah, Telos.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's one other I'm missing besides it. It's really gonna bother me.
Um, the hut
Nar
world,
Shaddaa,
right?
right? Or now
Yeah,
Nar
Nar
Shaddaa,
Shaddaa.
yeah. I don't
Yeah,
mind Nar Shaddaa, but I think Onderon's my
that's pretty
favorite
cool.
because you have like a full blown civil war going on that you got to fix.
Yeah, that was so
I think
awesome.
it's sweet.
Yeah.
And the only other planet that you did not have that I had was
Mm.
Dantooine.
Ah, yeah.
And I don't know if it's because I like the music so much or if because I really enjoy actually playing both planets in Knights of the Republic 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Or even if it's that robot chicken skit where she's like, they're on Dantooine, and they go to blow it up, and Tarkin's getaway retreat is there, and they blow it up. I don't
That's
know,
right.
whatever it is, I absolutely love Dantooine.
Perfect.
All right, do we want to hop into the next question then?
Let's do it.
All right, type of lightsaber,
Ooh,
lightsaber color, and
ooh,
fighting style.
perfect.
I'll go first this time.
All right.
I think I would have just your standard single bladed lightsaber.
Okay.
I mean, Jarkai is kind of cool. I wouldn't hate having like a white lightsaber just to have,
Ooh.
because I think the white that the
Ooh.
Imperial Knights have are just outstanding.
Yeah.
I love the design. Even Ahsoka's like white or gray, whatever you want to call those, I think are
Yeah, that's
fantastic.
right. Yeah.
So my lightsaber color, if I was a Sith, it would obviously be red
Yeah.
because you're not a true Sith if you don't have a red lightsaber. Let's be
True.
real. And then if I was a Jedi, I always go back and forth with this one. So today I'm saying green, but
Oh.
I go back and forth between that and yellow a lot.
Ah. Yellow sweet.
I
Yeah.
think yellow is awesome, but because like I said earlier, I would be a consular. We'll go with the green instead of the sentinel yellow.
Okay. Perfect.
And my fighting style, I would be a Form 3 specialist,
Whew.
and I would hybridize that with Form 4. So it would be very similar to like that of Obi-Wan, where
Oh
he
yeah.
could weather a storm, but when he needs to attack, he can. And his
Cool.
version of Ataru was more grounded, not so much
Yeah.
the like acrobatic oriented style like Yoda or even Benzalo. You know what I mean? It would be
Yeah.
a much even Qui-Gon. It would be a much more grounded style.
Cool. Yeah.
What about you?
That's
I'm
awesome.
interested to see what you got.
All right. So for my lightsaber, it'd be a purple double-bladed lightsaber.
Really? The saber
Yeah.
staff. Look at that.
Yep, like Zez Kyle.
That's
Perfect.
badass.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Also, if you haven't seen Zez Kyle, go check out Matt's versus video. Zez
oh,
Kyle
thank
versus
you.
Kavar, right?
Yeah.
I love Kavar.
Thank you. Yeah.
I love that video. Two of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a fun video.
All right, anyways, please continue. I'm sorry. I was trying to give you some
Oh,
free
no.
advertisement.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Not like you need it, but
it. All right. Fighting style. So I would love the stonewalling capabilities of Form 3 Surisu. Much like Darth Zana with her double-bladed lightsaber. And then being a gray Jedi, I'd be passion-fueled or having the passion-fueled or emotion-fueled strikes of Form 7 Juyo.
that's a really interesting
I
combination.
think that'd be cool.
You
Yeah.
don't see that often. The Surisu, which is almost like pacifism,
Yeah.
don't kill him, and then you have Surisu, which is not. I'm sorry, Juyo, which is the complete opposite end of the spectrum. I like that.
Yeah.
I like
Thank you.
that a lot.
Yeah.
That's
That'd be
interesting.
amazing. Mm,
Favorite
yeah.
species, Matt.
Ooh.
I have three. How many do you have?
4.
Four. Okay. Well, my number one is human, obviously.
Oh yeah, I forgot to put that down.
You got five.
Shit.
That's all good.
I got 5. Yeah.
I just think humans are the most relatable because we are them. I mean, it's hard for me to relate to a Wookiee when I'm not, 7 feet tall and covered in hair. But
Yeah. True.
human is my number one. Number two is the Twi'leks
Ooh. Same.
because let's face it, Twi'leks are sexy. Let's hear
Ooh. Absolutely.
it. And
Ayla
then,
Secura.
yes, that's Toast Woman. That's my it's his favorite. He loves him. And then my last species, which I find myself like, for some reason, I always like end up picking them, whether it's in KOTOR 2 where I really like them, or just picking the skin in like Battlefront or whatever. The Duros,
Oh, interesting.
I just love their design, even though they're very similar
Yeah.
to the Chiss.
Yeah.
I think I like the Duros better.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to like explain that, but I just think the Duros are
Yeah.
badass.
No, I got you. It's like the classic Star Wars species
Exactly.
because it showed up in the original Cantina scene
That's right, it
from
did,
A
it
New
did.
Hope. So, yeah, very classic.
What do you
Nice.
got? What do you got?
Pick. All right, so the 3 that I didn't have from your list were the Anzati.
Ooh,
Remember that from the most famous is Volfe Carco.
yeah.
Yeah,
Were they the
very
ones that also was that the species of assassins that attacked Plagueis? Or am I thinking of something
Um,
else?
I think those are the Masasi.
Mas-
Mas.
no, I think
Let me look this up real fast.
Yeah, this is gonna bother me. I think the Anzati warriors attacked
Oh.
Plagueis in the novel. I think the Masasi are Naga Sadao's.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. One second. Just checking.
I know Volfe
Wikipedia.
Karko is one, and he's an interesting character too.
He is real. Yeah. I like how they have like little like tendrils on the side that they like eat people.
Ugh.
They, like put them up their noses and like eat the
Disturbing.
brain or whatever. Yeah.
It's like Brain Invaders from TCW. Ugh.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ugh. Scary.
So I can't find anything on that.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the Anzati there was Anzati assassins that made Plagueis need the respirator.
Oh yeah. Shit.
But we can
So, yeah,
we
something
can
like
move on. I think that's what it is though.
Yeah. Next species was a Yuzhong Vong.
That's an underappreciated one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just because
They're
they
pro-
have so much, like, they're a big reason for almost 85% of what happens after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Yep.
They're involved in Legacy somehow still with the failed Ossus project.
Oh yeah.
They have the big war. They're involved in a good portion of
Yeah.
everything after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. And they were like the perfect villains to come in.
They were different too. They weren't just
Yeah.
your like
So different. So unique.
yeah. It was and just the embrace of pain is just
Oh.
from what that looks like. It just doesn't look good.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anything else you want to say on those, Matt?
Actually, I have one final species.
Oh my god!
And
Go
that
for
is the Selkath from Manon and Knights of the Old Republic and the Clone Wars. So
Yes, that's right. That's right.
yeah,
The
very
Selk-
cool species,
I
cool
like
design.
them. Their design it's different, and that's what I appreciate about
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
It's
For
definitely
sure.
like you look at it and it screams Star Wars, which I also like. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
I like them. Anything else, Matt? Or
that is it. That is it.
all right, favorite vehicles. I have 3.
Oh, okay. I have one. I wasn't sure like how many I should put down. So.
My first one, my favorite vehicle in Star Wars is the classic X-wing.
Ooh, yeah.
Its design is simple.
Mm-hmm.
It works well, and while it may not sound as cool as a TIE fighter, it's still probably during that time period probably the best starfighter that you could get.
Yeah, for sure.
And my number 2 vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
this is a little different, the Hyena bomber.
Oh,
I love
I'll
the
have to look
name.
it up.
It's the CIS bomber, the one with the two
Oh.
heads or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it. Honestly, what made me fall in love with this was when in Clone Wars when Dooku told Wat Tambor during Ryloth to go bomb the living hell out of the village,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and the hyena bombers, the noise they made, I thought was sick.
Ooh, that is really sick. Yeah.
And
I,
it was a nice change of pace in that show because the good guys always win, but it was nice to see
right.
like just innocent. This is gonna sound horrible,
Innocents
but
die.
yeah, it was nice to see like something not go their way for once, and you see something tragic, like you know what I mean.
I gotcha.
All right, good. I was just as long as you get where I'm coming from. And
Yeah.
then number 3, not everything is too bad about the sequel trilogy. The ATM-6 is sweet.
ATM-6.
That would be the big gorilla walker, or whatever the hell they call it. The thing that was on
Oh,
the thing that was
uh,
on
the
Crate.
planet. Oh yeah, yeah,
It was
yeah.
the new
That was so
walkers or
sick.
whatever. I think those are a great design.
Yeah, for
Even
sure.
though I despise the movie and I don't like it in any way, shape, or form, unlike you, uh, I don't know. I think the MTM6 is a cool design.
It is, yeah.
It's got a lot of firepower.
Oh, that's for sure.
It's packing. Did you have any of those 3, Matt?
I did not.
Really?
Yeah. The first vehicle that came to mind, and my absolute favorite, is the Ebon Hawk.
Oh, that's such a good answer.
Yeah, its design is so perfect, and it reminds me a lot of the Falcon. It's kind of old and rustic,
I feel like I
but
like the Ebon Hawk more than the Falcon,
yeah, same.
just because I
Um,
have more of an attachment to it. Whereas in the movies,
mhm.
like it's just there.
Yeah,
In the game, that's where you really get to know the characters.
exactly. Yeah,
That's where you really like. I think it's just awesome.
yeah, and the vehicle itself feels a lot like a character.
It does.
Um, and like you said perfectly, was you get to have like dialogues with some of your favorite characters in the game on the Ebon Hawk, and you get to find out who they are and either be an asshole to them or be a friend to them.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
I'm always looking to make good conversation on there because I always play KOTOR too, so I'm
Yeah,
always trying to get them to become force sensitive or whatever, and do
yeah,
all that shit. So I'm always talking to them. I love the Ebon Hawk.
yeah.
That was a great answer.
Oh, thank
I
you.
might have put that in there if I remembered it. Damn. All right, Matt. If you were a Jedi, which master would you want?
Ooh, so I wrote down two of them.
Alrighty.
The first one would be Qui-Gon Jinn.
Why did I know you were going to say that? You love Qui-Gon.
I dude, he's such a good character. And wanting to be a great Jedi myself, I think his teachings would be phenomenal,
Hmm.
as are evident with Obi-Wan,
Yep.
who was a great Jedi, obviously. And Jin was very headstrong,
He was.
and I really like that. Really like that a lot.
I also like that Jin didn't take shit from nobody, and if he didn't like
Exactly.
something or someone told him no, he was like, "All right, well, I'll just do it anyways. I don't really care." I liked
Right?
it. I liked his attitude he had.
Exactly. Yeah. And the second Jedi I would have wanted to learn from would be Dooku when he was a Jedi Master.
Really?
Yeah. So kind of the same vein as Qui-Gon.
I mean, it's the same line.
Yeah. So,
Why'd you pick Dooku? Just
uh,
because?
I really liked his teachings from when he was a Jedi. From when he was a Jedi. Sorry.
we we've had this conversation before that just Dooku
Yeah,
is
we
one of the
have,
most
haven't we?
underutilized, most interesting characters that you'll find in Star Wars.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like him a
Uh,
lot.
and his it'd be great to learn from him from like a swordsman perspective.
He'd definitely be good with the blade. Ain't that the
Yeah.
truth?
Yep. Yeah. So
Well,
what'd you have?
we may as well continue down that line because I had
Ooh.
Obi-Wan. So look at that.
Perfect.
Obi-Wan to me, I don't know. He's my favorite Jedi, number one. So obviously you'd
Mm,
want to learn from your favorite.
yeah.
And I just think that like number one, my fighting style would be almost identical to him, which would be great to
Yeah.
learn from.
Exactly. Yeah.
So not only would I learn, the ways of the Jedi, like Obi-Wan is very good with the philosophy, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But he would also like help me with the form and stuff, and I just think Obi-Wan would make a good fit,
Yeah.
especially for what
Exactly.
I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I
Yeah.
feel like we're gonna have the same
Good
answer
pick.
for this next question, Matt. If you were a Sith Master, who would you want?
Ooh. All right. So mine is Darth Plagueis.
Yep, there it is.
Yep. Yep.
I mean,
Nice.
the only reason I like Plagueis so much is because his novel is so good
Dude, it's so
that I don't know why you wouldn't pick him every time.
exactly. Yeah.
Um, there's other like Sith that I really enjoy, like Darth
Hmm.
Malgus
Yes.
or even Darth Bane to an extent, but
Yeah. Hmm.
I don't know if I necessarily would want them to teach me. Whereas Plagueis is more open on things. He's like the Qui-Gon Jinn. He's the Maverick of that Rule of Two
Yes.
line.
Exactly. Yeah.
I feel like his teachings would be a lot different, and they
Hmm.
wouldn't be your typical stereotypical Sith.
For sure. Yeah.
What about you? What is that? Did I pretty much hit everything, or did you have anything else?
Pretty much. He's so unique for a Sith Master. Obviously, being very open, like you said, about everything.
For sure,
He's
for sure.
he reminds me a lot of Bernie Sanders,
Oh my God,
the
he's
socialist. You know, like
he's definitely
we're all
different.
we're all in it together, kind of deal.
That's actually that's gold. Oh my God. Never in a million years would I have thought Bernie Sanders would show up in my answers to a Star Wars Questionnaire video. Oh my, I love it.
But yeah, I think he'd be a great master just because it's all about us. You know, it's a community. Uh, he shares a lot, so I like that.
And well
There's not.
played. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, um, I was gonna say there's a lot of there's not a lot of secrecy there. It's
Exactly.
yeah, so it's more open.
And while Plagueis may not be my favorite Sith Lord, where
Hmm.
I feel like Sidious always is up in my top two for my favorite
Yeah,
Sith Lord, just because of how
yeah,
awesome and badass he is as an actual combatant.
for sure.
He was more worried about living forever and always being the master, and not so much willing to give up
Yeah,
and continue that line, which I wouldn't necessarily want. And let's be real, when we look at it, Sidious is a horrible teacher.
yeah, he absolutely is.
He may have trained Maul to be a complete beast with the blade, but if he actually allowed him to like develop his force powers whatsoever, Maul would be an animal.
Yeah, hmm.
Dooku he didn't train, so that doesn't count.
Yeah,
And Vader didn't really learn much from Sidious. He learned more on his own than anything else.
yeah,
So when you think about it,
yeah.
Sidious is shitty.
Absolutely.
I had another one written down, and that was Darth Treya.
Oh, yeah,
Just
interesting.
because she is also very, very different. And
Mm,
the whole Galactic Triumvirate, I think, is a very not Galactic Triumvirate. I'm sorry, the Sith Triumvirate. I think it
yeah,
is phenomenal, and everything you learn in KOTOR 2 from Kreia or Darth Treya, her philosophy
yeah.
is out of this world. And I don't know. I've always had a like. Treya's always had a special place in my heart as one of those characters that I
Mm,
don't think gets appreciated enough.
yeah.
That I think deserves a lot more recognition for what she is as a character.
Hmm.
So yeah, that was
Yeah.
my other option I had was Darth Treya.
Perfect. That'd
If
be
you,
awesome.
I think so too.
Yeah.
If you were a Sith, Matt, what would your Darth name be?
Um, my name would be Darth Matthias.
Darth Matthias.
Yeah, because whenever I'm playing like Elder Scrolls or Fallout or something, I
Nice,
choose Matthias as a
nice,
name
nice.
because it feels like the badass version of my name, Matthew.
I
So,
like it. I like it. I
um,
had. Oh, go ahead. Do you have anything else you wanted to finish?
oh, I was gonna say it's more of like a medieval name, so
It
it's
is.
more savage, I think.
I agree. I
So
like it.
thank you,
I had Darth Zemst, which
Zemst.
I'm Polish, if you didn't know.
Oh, I did not know that.
And
Oh, I
Zemst,
should have figured. Anyway, sorry.
Zemst is the Polish word for vengeance. So essentially, my
Oh,
name is Darth Vengeance in Polish.
that's pretty badass.
I thought that was a cool name.
Yeah.
Not as badass as Matthias, but I feel like it
Oh,
worked
thank you.
well. And we're just going to kind of breeze through these
Cool.
next couple questions, Matt,
Yeah.
because we already kind of did that in the previous video, which if you haven't seen, go check out our favorite films. We'll leave a link in the description.
Absolutely.
But my favorite film, Return of the Jedi. Matt, your favorite
Yep.
film was
Revenge of the Sith.
excellent choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Least favorite film, I believe. What did you have?
The Clone Wars movie.
Yep. I had The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
So two complete polar opposites there. All right.
Oh,
Anyways, let's
man.
get into a more fun question.
Yes.
If you could write your own Star Wars novel, what would it be about?
Ooh. Do you want to go or me?
I mean, I'll go first. I don't mind.
Okay.
I, in the new canon, would probably want to write a book 100 years after Return of the Jedi.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like a new legacy or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
while the legacy era is badass, it is lacking some very interesting characters. Darth Krayt,
Too true.
interesting character, if not dry at
yeah.
times.
For sure.
Darth Warlock, probably the most interesting character.
Ooh. Whew. So good.
Cade Skywalker is different, but he doesn't really seem like a threat to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus, I would want to write my own characters. I don't understand why everybody wants to write with the same 5 characters.
Yeah.
And that's a gripe I have coming up later on. But
Ooh, nice.
I would want to write my own characters and develop these new characters. When you look at the best Star Wars novels, they are all new characters.
Yep.
Plagueis, Bane, Deceived.
Yep.
Hell, even Vader, Rise and Fall of the Rise of Dark Lord Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Good book. While
so good.
it is a character everyone likes to use, it's a little different.
Yeah. For sure.
If you can't tell, I like the Sith books. But yeah, so those are. And then I had one other one, and I had
Oh yeah.
probably like either 100 years or some period before the Brotherhood of Darkness came to power, and kind of like this like Sith Empire that was kind of just living.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Kind of like how.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Sith Empire and SWTOR, kind of the fallouts, the remnants of that, trying to, stay relevant, something like that.
Yeah, that'd be real nice.
Because we really don't know what
Sweet.
happens
Yeah.
to that Sith Empire. It just kind of disappeared.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's a shame.
For sure.
All right, Matt, what about you?
All right. So my pick could go for either canon or legends, because this character did show up in both. So I would write a book on Darth Ruin.
I like Darth Ruin. Darth Ruin would
Yeah.
definitely be in that book,
So
100 before the Brotherhood. He would definitely be in
true.
it.
True.
He's one of those characters, too, that is never elaborated on
I
anything.
know, right?
And he
That's
is
what I really hate.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Lucino, Kemp, get on that.
I know. Lucino would be perfect for Darth Ruin book.
I think Lucino would be very good. Kemp would
yeah.
Kemp would be my backup.
Kemp
I
would
like
be
Paulus Kemp a
fantastic
lot.
as well. Yeah. All right. Just a really cool time period in Star Wars canon. And
Going back to what you said about medieval ages, if you don't mind, this time period is almost like the medieval ages of the galaxy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where the Republic's kind of just doing his own thing, then the rest of this galaxy is in this kind of like this dark time,
Yeah, for sure.
which I thought was interesting.
And I love Ruin's design. Being an Umbaran
Yeah.
is really, really cool. Yeah,
It's
just awesome.
Umbara. When we get to our Clone Wars video, the Umbara arc is
Oh, one of my favorites.
fantastic. The Umbaran design,
So
I
good.
love it.
Yeah.
There's another person who's an Umbaran. I think it's the one next to Sidious, next
Yes.
to Masamita. I believe she's an Umbaran as well.
Yeah, you're right.
I just love the design.
So sick. So sick.
Anything else you had on that? I kind of interrupted you a bit, which I
no,
apologize for.
That's it. That's it for me.
Alrighty.
That is all done.
Which film has your favorite soundtrack?
Ooh. Mine is Revenge of the Sith.
As was mine.
Oh.
There is so much good with the soundtrack.
Ooh,
Whether it's the final
unbelievable.
duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan,
Yep.
the battle before Kashyyyk,
Yeah.
even like the Jedi Purge music where everyone's dying. That like it's got a great melody.
So beautiful.
And just as a whole, the prequels in general have fantastic
Absolutely.
music.
Yeah.
It's by far the best in the Star Wars universes.
Yeah.
The
And
prequel music.
I don't think the original trilogy had a chorus in there.
I I think it was all melodies.
Like, yeah. So the prequels soundtracks have more of an operatic or a feeling to some choruses are thrown in there,
For
and it's
sure.
really really amazing.
I will
But
say, oh God, just continue. I'm sorry.
you're all good. Like the scene between Anakin and Padme when he's looking across, he's like trying to figure out what
That's a
to
very
do.
emotional scene.
Yeah, that
The
music is
music
just
makes it.
phenomenal. Oof. Yeah.
And then I also want to say, well, my favorite soundtrack might be Revenge of the Sith. I think my favorite track in all of Star Wars would probably
Hmm.
be that Yoda theme on Dagobah where he's lifting the X-wing.
Ooh.
That kind of just like peaceful, like
Yeah.
I love that track.
Good choice. Yeah.
Alrighty, man.
Nice.
Anything else you have for soundtrack, or can we move on?
That is it. That's it for me.
All right. Do you collect anything?
Um, Pretty much just like you, I collect novels and
Mm-hmm.
a few comics. I wish I had as big a collection as you, but
My comic.
mainly novels. Yeah.
I that's pretty much all I collect is the novels and the comics. I mean, I'm lucky
Yeah.
enough to have all 56 issues of the original Dark Horse Legacy comics,
Whew.
which I just love.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of it is filler, it's fantastic.
True.
Uh, and then I do also have the Clone Wars volumes. You know what I mean, like the actual
Ooh.
like book ones that you get.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And those are really
Those are
good.
nice.
The
Hmm.
Republic, the Dark Horse
Ooh,
Republic comics are just fantastic.
so good.
And you
So
really get to
good.
see these cool characters like Kakruk,
Hmm.
Quinlan
Ashrad
Voss,
hat.
Asherat Hat. Yep,
Yeah.
it's just fantastic. And
Lots.
then,
Yeah. Hmm.
like you said earlier, I did a lot of novels we have
Yeah.
because honestly, while the movies are fantastic, some of the
Hmm.
novels are so good.
Yeah.
Like I
Whew.
was talking to you about Deceived for a while,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Amazing. Hmm.
Even Labyrinth of Evil, I really enjoy.
Ooh, I
And I
haven't
th-
read it
and
yet. I
and I
have
think
it.
that makes, to me at least, that makes Revenge of the Sith 10 times more enjoyable.
Ooh,
I'm serious.
nice.
One eternity later.
All right, last two questions, Matt. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
In your opinion, what is the best thing about the EU?
For me, it's in the title itself because
Okay.
the EU definitely expanded the universe of Star Wars with amazing characters, themes, and storylines.
That's what I had too. I had that
Yeah.
it explains the lore and helps us understand. You know,
Yes,
it expands on the movies essentially,
absolutely.
and
Yeah.
I absolutely love the EU.
Mm, yeah. And what I love about it as well is how it combines books and
Mm-hmm.
video games
Mm-hmm.
and comic books and even some TV shows, um, depending on the level of canon and whatnot. But
The
it
Christmas
combines,
special.
yeah, exactly. It combines everything into just an amazing universe, and so expansive too.
Speaking of the Christmas episode, we should totally do like a react video to that because I've never seen it.
Oh, you haven't? Oh,
No, is it
you're in
bad?
for a
How
treat.
bad is it?
It is the worst thing Star Wars has ever done.
Worse than the
By
Wailing
far.
Wall on Endor, or not Wailing Wall? I'm sorry, the Crying Mountain or whatever on Endor.
Yes,
Really?
yes,
Oh boy. But
it is
anyway,
horrible.
anyways, um,
Oh,
you pretty much hit everything on the right on right. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. You nailed everything. Is
oh,
what I'm
thanks,
trying to
buddy.
say. That's exactly what I want to say about the EU. And I had one other thing too was it gives lesser characters a place to shine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Characters that you might just breeze over in the movies or that you just kind of see for a split second are
Yeah,
drawn out and they have these really complex and interesting stories.
for sure. Yeah.
Quinlan Voss is a great example.
Ah,
You see
yeah.
him for a split second in Phantom, and then the next thing you know, he's got half the
That's right.
comics based on him. Just fantastic.
I totally forgot about that.
He
He's in Phantom Menace.
is
Yeah.
for no reason
Yeah.
at all,
Mm,
but he's there.
perfect.
All right, and finally, Matt, in your opinion, what are the worst things about the EU?
For me, it's duty. Um, which, I mean, it makes sense because there's so many different authors.
The continuity, yeah.
Yeah. So it makes sense that there's not as good as continuity as you would have wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for the most part, I love most of it. But there's some few storylines and books that are universally hated, like Waru or the Crying Mountain in
Yep.
in the whatever. Yeah.
Or R4 being a Jedi, not R4.
Oh yeah.
The stupid droid being force
Skippy?
sensitive. Yeah, that's awful.
That was a
It's-
stupid thing.
That's terrible. For as
Oh,
many
man.
good stories there are, there's a really, really bad one somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
That's pretty much what I had, was that the continuity, and then I also said that a lot of authors just want to use the same 4 characters,
Yeah.
and I
Good
don't
point.
like that. And I like
Yeah.
when authors take a chance and develop new characters, like I kind of mentioned earlier. Like, for example, like Deceived and Plagueis. You take these characters that you just see for a little bit or hear about, and you
Yeah.
make these beautiful, complex storylines that are just beautiful.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's pretty much what I have. Anything else, Matt, you wanted to touch on, or?
That was it, really. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that'll do it for this episode. We just wanted to thank you all for watching. If you haven't seen the first episode, check it out. Matt and I break down our top 10 favorite Star Wars movie. Did we do top 10?
Yeah, top 10.
Was it top 10?
Um,
Yeah, I think it was top 10.
yeah.
But anyways, check that out. We totally know what we're talking about. And also, if you haven't seen Matt and I's latest collaboration, we did a versus video, Darth Malik versus Qui-Gon Jinn. And if you haven't seen that out, go over to Matt's channel and check it out. It is fantastic, if I do say so myself.
Thank you.
And thank you guys very much for watching. We will all see you in the next episode.